Chosen ones. If you have ever felt that strange sensation, that moment when someone tried to bring you down, and suddenly that person stumbled over their own malice, this video is for you. Today, I am going to tell you something that completely changed my life, and the lives of thousands of chosen ones like you. Yes, you read that right. Chosen. Because not everyone can understand what I am about to share here. Remember that time someone spread lies about you, and days later, that person faced an inexplicably difficult situation. Or when they tried to sabotage your work, only to be exposed in the most unexpected way. This is not coincidence. It is something I discovered after years of studying reports from people who, like you, carry an invisible protection. Last week I received a message from Maria, a follower of the channel. My coworker manipulated my boss against me, inventing terrible stories. I cried for nights, praying for justice. 2 months later, they discovered she had been embezzling money from the company for years. She was fired on the same day I would have been. This is not an isolated story. I have hundreds like this in my files. The most fascinating part? The people who try to harm the chosen do not realize they are, in fact, activating a mechanism of spiritual protection. It's like touching an invisible force field. You do not see it, but you feel the repercussions. Many call this karma or the law of sowing, but it is much more specific. It is a protection specially designed for those who have been selected for a greater purpose. The problem is that most chosen ones do not know they carry this protection. They continue to suffer, thinking they are helpless when, in fact, invisible forces are already working in their favor. In the next few minutes, I will show you how to identify the signs of this protection in your life. I will reveal why some people seem to have permission to attack you for a time, and the surprising reason behind it. And more importantly, how your awareness of this protection can amplify it. If you have ever wondered why you were able to overcome situations that should have destroyed you, keep watching. The answer will change your perspective forever. Click to follow right now, because what I am going to share in the next videos is even more transformative. We are bringing together the chosen from all over the country into a community that is growing every day. It's not about religion or dogmas. It's about recognizing your place in the greater plan and awakening to your true protected nature. You will not want to miss what is coming next. There is something special about you that even you cannot see. A spiritual mark that the Creator has placed upon your life. It is like a divine signature, imperceptible to ordinary eyes, but powerfully recognized in the spiritual world. When you enter an environment, something inexplicable happens. Some people feel inexplicably drawn to your presence. Others, strangely disturbed. It is not your personality or appearance. It is the invisible mark that you carry. This mark does not make your life easier. In fact, the chosen often face greater challenges than ordinary people. You may have already noticed patterns of opposition in your life, situations where you face resistance for no apparent reason. The greatest battles you face are not coincidences. They are reactions to your divine mark. Think of the times you were unjustly accused, the friendships that turned against you without explanation, the doors that mysteriously closed. The chosen often experience deep betrayals, especially from those close to them. It is as if something in you awakens the worst in some people. It is not your fault. It is your light exposing the darkness that exists within them. Have you ever wondered why you face obstacles that seem specifically directed at you? It is because your mark attracts tests proportional to your purpose. The greater your mission, the more intense your trials will be. The adversary recognizes something in you that you often do not see yourself. He sees your transformative potential, your ability to impact lives, and that terrifies him. That is why the attacks seem so personal and calculated. The intensity of the battles reveals the greatness of your calling. If your struggles are extraordinary, it is because your purpose is as well. No one wastes ammunition on insignificant targets. Your spiritual opponents see what you have yet to recognize in yourself. Each person who tries to harm a chosen one is not only confronting you, they are challenging the Creator himself. It is like shooting arrows at the sun, believing that this will extinguish your light, a battle impossible to win. This mark also explains why some people seem to feel an instant hostility towards you, even without apparent reason. Something within them reacts to your presence, like darkness reacting to light. You carry special protection precisely because you need it. Your path was not designed to be ordinary. It was crafted to impact, transform, and awaken. This type of mission always attracts opposition. The invisible mark also serves as a magnet for like-minded people. Have you ever felt instant connections with certain strangers? It is a mutual recognition among the chosen, like members of the same spiritual family reuniting. The most dangerous enemies of the chosen rarely reveal themselves openly. They are like wolves in sheep's clothing, masters of the art of disguise. They sit at your table, share meals and secrets, while planning your downfall. Have you ever had that strange feeling about someone close? That inexplicable discomfort, as if something was not aligned between words and actions. Your spirit was picking up on what your eyes could not see. These adversaries are experts in manipulation. They study your vulnerabilities, observe your patterns, and identify your weaknesses. They approach not out of affinity, but out of strategy. They build trust only to gain access to your sacred spaces. The attacks against the chosen follow a calculated pattern. First comes excessive friendship, then the gathering of personal information, followed by small betrayals disguised as misunderstandings. Finally, full sabotage, when you least expect it. These people often do not work alone. They create networks of influence, whispering half-truths into the right ears. Did you know he did this? I heard that she actually... Words strategically planted to germinate doubts about your character. When you confront these individuals, they are masters at inverting the situation. Suddenly, you become the aggressor, and they, the innocent victim. Your legitimate defense is labeled as an attack, while their true aggression is masked as concern. What these adversaries do not understand is the nature of divine protection. They operate with a limited view of power, believing that their earthly strategies can overcome celestial protection. A fatal mistake that many only realize too late. The eyes of the Creator see beyond appearances. Every message sent to harm you, every secret meeting to plan your downfall, every false smile, all is recorded with perfect clarity. Nothing remains hidden in the spiritual realm. Divine justice operates differently from human justice. It does not require courts, lawyers, or witnesses. It functions through immutable spiritual laws that no one can manipulate or circumvent. It is a system of perfect balance. Have you noticed how some of your detractors have faced unexpected twists in their lives? Problems arising from unlikely places, opportunities disappearing without explanation. It is not coincidence or your imagination. The chosen do not need to seek revenge. The divine law of reciprocity ensures that every action returns to its sender with mathematical precision. You do not need to lift a finger to activate this process. It is already in operation. Often, the chosen feel compassion when witnessing the downfall of their adversaries. There is no true joy in the suffering of others. Divine justice does not aim for destruction, but for correction and learning. Time is a crucial element in divine justice. It rarely manifests on the timeline we expect. This leads many chosen ones to temporarily doubt their protection when they see their detractors thriving after harming them. This apparent delay has a purpose. It gives aggressors the opportunity to recognize their mistakes and change voluntarily. It also prepares the chosen to receive the complete restoration that always follows periods of injustice. Divine patience is not absence, but an active presence working behind the scenes. While you go about your life, invisible forces are rearranging circumstances, influencing decisions, and setting the stage for complete restoration. When divine justice finally manifests, it comes in such a unique way that no one can attribute it to coincidences. The adversaries themselves recognize, even if silently, the divine hand behind the events. The chosen learn to trust in this perfect system. They free themselves from the need to prove their innocence or defend their reputation at every moment. They know that time reveals all truths and that their vindication will come from the highest source. There is a pattern so common among those who attack the chosen that it seems almost like a manual. First comes the calculated attack. Then, when the chosen one reacts or defends themselves, a distorted interpretation arises. "Look how aggressive he is. I was just trying to help." The role reversal is an old but effective tactic. The aggressor magically transforms into the victim, while the true harmed party is painted as the villain. It is a manipulation so well executed that even neutral observers become confused. These people master the art of strategic tears. They know exactly when to cry, what facial expressions to use, how to modulate their voice to appear fragile. Their timing is perfect, especially when there are witnesses nearby. The manipulators are experts in telling half-stories. They omit crucial details, alter the sequence of events, and add nuances that never existed. They create a narrative so convincing that even you may start to question your own experience. Social media has amplified this phenomenon. Now the aggressors have platforms to spread their distorted versions to hundreds or thousands of people. They often use subtle hints, vague posts enough to generate curiosity, but specific enough for you to know they are about you. The main objective of this strategy is isolation. By turning you into the aggressor, they push away your support circle. Friends become hesitant. Family questions your character. Colleagues maintain distance. The chosen often find themselves alone. This manipulation attacks precisely what matters most to the chosen: integrity and truth. The pain of being falsely accused often surpasses that of the original attack. Seeing others believe lies about you cuts deeper than any direct aggression. Many chosen ones fall into the trap of trying desperately to explain themselves. They spend precious energy trying to convince others of the truth. They get stuck in cycles of defense, presenting evidence and arguments that rarely change already established perceptions. If you have lived this, you have probably felt that deep frustration of not being able to make others see the obvious. It's like shouting in a soundproof room. You know you are making noise, but no one seems to hear. The Creator sees this dynamic with perfect clarity. While humans are easily deceived by false tears and convincing stories, the divine perspective captures every intention, every manipulation, every distortion. Nothing remains hidden. The wisdom of the chosen lies in recognizing when to stop defending themselves. There comes a moment when additional explanations only energize the false narrative. Strategic silence often serves the truth better than desperate attempts at clarification. This does not mean passive acceptance of injustice. It means trusting in divine timing. The truth has its own weight, a substance that eventually sinks lies, no matter how well constructed they are. It's like fighting soap bubbles with solid rock. When you free yourself from the need for immediate validation, you break the power your aggressors have over you. Your inner peace becomes unshakable. The opinions of others cease to control your emotional well-being. The hour of revelation always comes for the chosen. often in ways so unexpected that not even you could plan them. A casual comment, a discovered document, a spontaneous confession. The truth finds surprising ways to emerge. When this happens, those who doubted you rarely offer adequate reparation. Some will pretend they always believed in you. Others will change the subject. Many will simply disappear. The important thing is that you will be restored in the eyes of those who truly matter. The chosen emerge from these experiences with heightened intuition. You learn to identify patterns of manipulation more quickly. Your ability to discern character evolves. What your opponents plan to destroy you ultimately ends up strengthening your spiritual skills. We want justice, and we want it now. It's natural. When someone deeply hurts us, something inside us screams for immediate resolution. Seeing our detractors go on with their lives as if nothing has happened provokes an almost physical pain. Have you ever watched someone who harmed you get promoted, or receiving recognition while you are still dealing with the damage that person caused? It feels like the world is upside down, doesn't it? As if there is a glitch in the universe's system. The chosen often go through the valley of waiting. It is a period where justice seems asleep. Your opponents apparently thrive, while you still feel the impact of their negative actions. This phase deeply tests your faith. Divine timing rarely aligns with our expectations. The celestial clock marks a time different from ours. It operates considering factors that are beyond our limited understanding, opportunities for learning, circumstantial arrangements, and synchronization with the greater plan. There are deep reasons for these apparent delays. If justice came at the moment we wish, it would often be incomplete. The waiting time allows all the pieces to align perfectly for all the evidence to come to light. Divine justice seeks not just exposure, but complete transformation. It works like a skilled surgeon who not only removes the visible tumor, but also the microscopic cancerous cells that could cause future problems. Have you noticed how some people who seem to escape unscathed from their actions eventually face much greater consequences than they would have initially? Time has not diluted justice, it has amplified it. While the Creator works behind the scenes, something important happens to the chosen. An inner strength develops that would be impossible without the waiting period. Your resilience expands, your wisdom deepens, your discernment sharpens. The temporarily victorious detractors are actually in a dangerous position. With each passing day, they believe they have escaped the consequences. They sink deeper into negative patterns. What seems like a momentary advantage is preparing for a greater fall. The waiting time also reveals who truly stands by your side. Superficial friendships disappear, while genuine relationships strengthen. It's like a divine sieve, separating the true from the false in all areas of your life. When justice finally reaches the chosen, it comes in an unmistakable way. It leaves no room for alternative explanations or coincidences. It manifests in such specific ways that it is impossible not to recognize the divine intelligence behind the events. The mark of this justice is its surgical precision. It hits exactly the necessary points in ways that no human mind could plan. It's as if the universe has held onto every detail and selected the perfect moment to reveal everything. Many chosen ones report that when justice arrived in their situations, it was so complete that they no longer felt the need for explanations or excuses. The truth became so evident that further discussion seemed unnecessary. Divine justice often brings unexpected benefits with it. Situations that seemed merely painful reveal themselves as portals to new opportunities. Lost relationships make way for genuine connections. Closed doors lead to much better paths. The waiting time teaches the chosen one of the most valuable lessons: to trust in the invisible. A faith develops that transcends immediate evidence, an inner certainty that remains unshakable even when external circumstances seem to contradict it. When you learn to trust in divine timing, you find peace even during the waiting. Anxiety decreases. The need for control dissolves. You rest in the assurance that the outcome is already guaranteed, even if it is not yet visible. Divine patience is not weakness, but supreme strategy. It allows situations to fully mature, for intentions to be fully revealed, for patterns to become undeniable. It is the mark of a creator who not only corrects but completely transforms. The difficulties you face are not accidents on your path. They are carefully selected tools to sculpt something extraordinary within you. Like a sculptor who removes excess marble to reveal the hidden masterpiece. The chosen often face betrayals that cut deeply. That person you trusted with your deepest secrets now uses them against you. The friend who promised loyalty disappears just when you need them most. These painful experiences have a transforming purpose. The fire that seems to burn your life is actually purifying your character, removing impurities, strengthening your essence, revealing who you truly are when everything is tested. Look at the great leaders and transformers in history. Almost all of them went through intense periods of adversity before reaching their greater purpose. Not despite difficulties, but through them, they discovered their true strength. The lies told about you are like headwinds that strengthen your roots. Trees that grow in sheltered environments develop shallow roots. Those exposed to constant winds create deep and complex root systems. The way you respond to injustice reveals your true nature. Anyone can be kind when treated well. The chosen demonstrate exceptional character, precisely when treated unfairly. They respond to darkness with light. The manipulations that aim to divert your path are actually strengthening your internal compass. Each time you identify and resist a negative influence, your discernment sharpens. Your ability to recognize truth becomes more refined. Through adversity, the chosen develop an unshakable inner strength. Not the aggressive strength that dominates others, but the serene resilience that remains firm when everything around crumbles. Your compassion also deepens through difficulties. Having experienced pain, you recognize the suffering in others with greater clarity. Your ability to genuinely connect with others' struggles expands significantly. Trials also reveal your true allies. Like gold separated from impurities, genuine relationships are identified during difficult times. Those who stay by your side when there are no visible benefits are rare treasures. Divine refinement is not comfortable, but it is necessary. Like a surgeon causing momentary pain to provide lasting healing, the Creator allows challenging experiences aimed at your complete transformation. The chosen develop a strange gratitude for their greatest challenges, not because they are masochists, but because they recognize how they have been transformed through them. They clearly see that without that specific betrayal, they would never have discovered their true strength. The same situations that your adversaries planned to destroy you have become catalysts for your extraordinary growth. Your reputation rises with newfound strength. The same people who questioned your character now recognize your integrity. Doubt transforms into admiration. Accusations give way to requests for forgiveness or embarrassed silence. The relationships that survived the storm now have deep roots. The tested and proven true connections flourish with new intimacy and trust. You are now surrounded not by crowds, but by genuine allies. The fire that was meant to destroy you only removed the unnecessary. Like purified precious metal, you emerge more valuable, more resilient, and more authentic. The very strategies planned for your destruction have become instruments for your refinement. Your story of overcoming now carries transformative power. Others facing injustices find hope through your testimony. Your example proves that there is special protection over the chosen, even in the darkest moments. The greatest evidence of divine protection is not the absence of battles, but victory through them. You demonstrate that the chosen not only survive, they thrive precisely because of the challenges faced. The difference is visible to all around you. Chosen ones, share in the comments your own story of protection and overcoming. How did you perceive the divine hand acting even in the most challenging moments? Your testimony may be exactly what another chosen one needs to hear today to regain their strength and confidence. If this revelation touched your spirit, share it with someone who is facing unjust opposition. Subscribe to our channel to receive more messages that will illuminate your path. The community of the chosen is strengthening worldwide, and your role in this movement is essential. Until our next meeting, stand firm in the certainty that nothing, absolutely nothing, can touch a chosen one without the Creator's permission, and what He permits always has a greater purpose of elevation.